Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 2, day number 2, week number 7 of the Smite Pro League. My name is Drybear. I'm joined today by DM Brandon.
Hello, everybody. We're going to be getting into our next game here, SK Gaming versus Mortality. Now, for SK to make it through this week, they're pretty much looking for a clean sweep. They pretty much have to win every game.
They need it. Well, they can start out here by getting rid of Thor. Great choice there.
All right.
Mortality going to respond here for their first ban, but Serkette's scary.
Yeah,
she really has the control. She has the ability to do a lot of damage. She's high mobility. I mean, why is it not being grabbed?
I think people just aren't familiar. And the nicest way possible, pro players are lazy.
Okay.
And they don't practice.
Well, to be fair,
enough.
in the last week and a half, we were playing on a different client which didn't have Serkett fixed, even though she was fixed on the live client.
Right, which means they should have been splitting their time between the two. And they have not been. And Serkette's going to make it through once again as Mercury gets banned out. Still a very strong character.
Yeah. SK
Gaming should pick up Serkett here. She is far and away the strongest, but it looks like they're going to hover onto Freya.
So Freya, we have her on here by SK. Of course, Mercury gone means that Freya is pretty likely to be chosen. Not necessarily first, but certainly available. Mortality is going to be making their choice here for first and second pick for their team. They have a lot of choices. Nemesis is available. Ra is available. Ram is available. They have a couple of choices. Athena's still available. If they want to grab it, they would probably want to grab it here, but there's Ram Ra.
I like the Ram Ra picks. If you're not going to go into your Assassin now, this is a good way to go. SK Gaming here with Freya allows them a little bit of ambiguity. She can solo well. She can even mid if she wanted to, but she's a very strong hunter and a very strong jungler, giving them a good amount of room for pick potential here.
Well, they're going to respond. Now they're looking at
all right,
something I can't look at.
This little baby.
Oh, it's a Vamana.
It's a little baby.
Oh, that's why I can't see.
And Nuwa.
Now, I'm not 100% convinced in the Nuwa train. Now, one thing we saw yesterday was actually quite impressive is the fact that they used Nuwa as a delivery system for the Divine Ruin. Picking up the Divine Ruin, using that ultimate, making sure that stack is up on everyone, and you don't have to worry about, oh, is this person not healing enough, that kind of thing. Locked in, a lot of good AoE damage, and the burst from Nuwa, if you focus on it, is insane.
Oh, Chang'e getting locked in, a character who everyone knows that I am a huge fan of. Lots of damage potential, great sustainable damage, which is very, very important, and has a very good matchup against Vamana. So pretty good pickup there. They're going to ban out Athena, which I think is very smart here because it will stop them from being able to rotate that Athena around the map, especially against characters like Vamana. It looks like we're going to have a counter ban of Nemesis.
Nemesis being rooted away. Mortality, that Raffer does like his Nemesis. Now, are they baiting him into the Thanatos?
There should be no Thanatos at all, ever. No Thanatos, please.
Well, we know Raffer likes him.
That's true. Ooh, actually going to get switched to Bacchus there at the end. Frezzy going to have that Bacchus available. SK Gaming in their final pick phase has two options here. More than likely looking for a jungler. Freya could go either way, but they could grab a hunter here as well.
Or they could grab an Ares.
Oh. Ares Apollo, very dangerous lane, especially with the looming threat of Freya from the jungle. This will give them great gank opportunity. Bacchus gets kind of shut down by those Ares chains, as does Rama, forced into his ultimate. Right side, they have one pick remaining, and this will be their jungler.
I'm currently dying, apparently. As Serkett gets hover on here for last for Mortality. Will it be selected is the question. This is a great choice, especially with the lineup that they have right now. Will it be the Serkett across the way? Apollo already locked in with Ares, and it's going to... It's a Thanatos. It's a Thanatos. Now, after that last match, Thanatos' win percentage in SPL is 16%.
Right, so 1 in basically every 7 games. Actually, I think that is 1 in 7.
It's rough.
Yeah, that's
real rough.
That's horrible.
Real rough.
Not a good look. You all right there, buddy?
I am dying. Apparently. Well, I think a lot of it comes down to the Thanatos.
Wait, you didn't have the pizza? You're not allowed to have the pizza.
No.
I was going to say because there was pepperonis.
Pepperonis? Is that
you could be resting in the pepperonis.
God. Your commitment today is off the chain. I am so impressed. I'm really impressed. Well, look at the lineup here, guys. We're going to see that you're going to see Ra, Ram, Chang'e, Bacchus, and Thanatos there for Mortality.
One of these things is not like the other.
Which one?
The Thanatos.
Chang'e? She's got a bunny?
Thanatos.
She's on with a pet?
Yeah, she's a bunny. That was it.
I think it's unfair that she has a pet. And a courier. and a courier.
SK versus Mortality. SK has taken a game on the Mort boys before, and they'll have another opportunity to do so now as they continue fighting for their lives in the Smite Pro League. Remember, guys, this is the final week, and SK pretty much needs a clean sweep. More importantly, tomorrow, they'll be facing off against the team they're contending against. That's going to be Cloud9, so make sure to check out, if you only watch one game this week, Cloud9 versus SK tomorrow. The second game of the day is going to be the highlight of this week.
Well, also, if you're going to watch one game, watch Dig Cog Prime at the end of the week. That's a big
also
one.
Huge.
Big one.
I think those were our two, like, one for EU, one for NA. Those are the ones
you have to watch it.
Them.
Like, regardless, if you have a dentist appointment, cancel it because you really have to watch these matches here. Now, into the match we go. The awards are being placed down from both sides.
That depends if they had the whole, cancellation charge, $200. Weigh the option.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Opportunity cost.
Yeah.
And literal cost.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Rough. You want the mid lane, though?
Say.
What?
As a dog might say.
You know what a dog might say as well?
Rough.
No, heavy hammer.
I wish.
We're going to see if Amana picking up a heavy hammer here with a ward and 2 healing potions. You like how I transitioned there?
That was good. I didn't even notice it.
Yeah,
How fun.
There you go. Boom.
Chunga actually gets kind of hurt by that, and she has actually opted into Tiny Trinket here, given the fact that the jungler will be magical. Sayo really playing to his strengths here. Now, if you have a physical solo laner and a physical jungler, both trying to go for your life, it's good to go breastplate. If you have 2 magicals coming at you, which is usually a little bit rare, you'll go into something like Voidstone. In this case, he opts into just pure damage, making sure he gets that Divine Ruin online and shuts down that baby healing ASAP.
Mid camp left side is going to be cleared a little bit slower there, as of course it did leave a little bit early. Moex on the left side can pick up this blue buff as Frezzy already started it up. Into the lane very quickly as Reels and Badger, though Ares does have a pretty decent clear early on with that Searing Flesh. I'm going to clear out the wave now, stack it up pretty effectively here for Reels. He does use that's so beautiful to take it down. We're going to see the solo lane very slow. Zeros and Maniac yet to get to the lane just yet.
Where is Zeros even going? He is apparently done hanging out with Maniac. They are not friends anymore, and Freya will go do her own thing.
He doesn't like babies. I don't even know how to hold them.
Ah, man, she doesn't seem like the type to like babies. Always yelling and just being cranky. You can hear her like deep into the jungle from mid lane screaming about irradiate nonsense.
That's just her thing.
Yeah. Not a baby person, it seems.
Left side, Badger, Reels. Gonna clear this wave out. Looking for some damage on Moex, but Frezzy and Moex playing very passively, surprisingly enough. Rom Bacchus is actually quite aggressive, but I guess they're worried about the cripple.
Zeros is back, doing some decent damage, but Sayo healing it up, and still lane contention gets thrown away, and of course given nice damage coming out. Raffer throwing deep into Maniac there, as you see about half his health getting removed. They're tanking up some damage here. I don't know how I feel about that. They've only lost about 12 gold each right there to let them in, and now with the damage they took, they're in contention here for falling as Thanatos rotates back in.
Raffer still looking for that flank. Not going to find too much just yet. Comes in the lane.
Did you notice what he did right there? On the end, he actually attacks off to the side twice to not put him in contention for being hit, and then right as he queues up his third hit for the AoE attack, walks into the creep, hits everyone, walks away after the clear. Very smart as he rotates in.
Well, looking for damage on Captain Twig as well. Raffer getting so aggressive. There goes the Soul Reap. There goes the Slash. Look out the wave. There goes the spin move on the third as well. Very slow here in the beginning. We're going to see a lot more aggressive jungle engagement. Possibly even stealing a movement speed buff. Raffer over here. Oh, look at this. Zeros called it. Looking for the rotation. Hog coming out. The Hog is down. Going to head back up over the left side. Good rotation from Frezzy will be the segue for him to get out of that danger.
I'm worried about Raffer here because he has always had one of the strongest, no matter which character he's on, strongest early games. And now he's picked a character with a strong early game, but Raffer's huge glaring weakness as a player is his ability to farm is so far below every other player, it seems, in the SPL. Frezzy going deep here. Raffer needs the Death Scythe, but actually gets banished. Badger turning around with some decent damage, and actually will get turned around into some decent damage as well as he takes that Death Scythe to the back.
Raffer going back to the mid camps. Mid camps won't be up for another 30 seconds or so as they're just starting to get to that point. Right side forced back home is Maniac. Sayo looking for the pressure, not going to find the basic attack there that would have stopped him from going home. That actually would have been a great option for him if he was able to slow that back.
I think he should have used the ult there.
Just go for it?
He had vision on everyone else in the map. He knows exactly where everyone is. The ultimate doesn't have a super long cooldown, so, why not just go for it? Even if it just stopped him from backing for another 8 or 9 seconds, it would have ensured that he could have pushed even more damage into this tower. And like he's right here, he's not using his ultimate. By the time he re-engages, gets the next wave, and heads back, it would have been back up.
Camp hogged up, and there goes Thanatos looking for the dunk. Gonna find Zeros in the back. Raffer with a lot of damage coming through. Needs to hit the Death Side. There goes the Soul Reap. Shot from Moex. Finds it. Damage from Fex is not going to land on anyone, but that will be first blood mortality on the mid camps, and that's a great start.
You know, I think if the fantasy team started this week, I think Moex would be my pick for Hunter worldwide right now. I mean, the guy's conversion into his shots, it has been all but superhuman. Especially with Astral Barrage, that is not an easy ability to land.
It's really not, and you also don't have a whole lot of time to do it. A lot of times your team needs your damage and needs it now. As you space that out, it really doesn't help. Raffer going to steal away the back camps. That's the second Harpy he's stolen this game, and that's going to help his gold numbers right now. Looking at the gold per minute so far, we're going to see him at 5th place, and in 7th place, actually 8th place, is going to be the other jungler, Zeros.
And the experience per minute actually spells a bigger story. At 571, Raffer's largely ahead. You see Zero's at 385,
Zero's the lowest in the
200
game.
behind. Yeah, but we have seen time and time again that by 13 minutes, Raffer will be very close to the bottom. I want to see from him a different style of jungling today. If he's going to play Thanatos, he has to use his early game, and he still has to farm. He has to stay ahead as much as possible.
Now, Chang'e going with the double stack here. Going to start with the Divine Ruin. Of course, Chang'e already has the built-in anti-healing. Now, this is going to be going up against a Vamana. Going to help a lot with the Vamana ultimate. Will not get as much regeneration from it, which, you know, a lot of Vamana players aren't really comfortable with. They think they have a lot more healing than they do.
You know, a lot of people think about the ultimate. You know, you're going to get about 50% of your health back at max rank. With Chang'e, it's going to get close to 12% total, I think is the actual number.
Scary.
If you get hit right at the first frame. I mean, 12% as opposed to 50. That's a huge deficit. If she was able to use beads to keep it up, she would actually shut down that to 5% health gain.
Crazy. Very crazy. Gulf area is going to be locked down from SK. Put that ward down and actually forcing out the rotation. We're going to see not too much coming out from Frezzy just yet. The back blue buff will be taken here. As far as the map opening,
Bunny's heading back.
That's the power.
See that little bun hopping its way back.
I'm surprised, right? Because Sai doesn't have a whole lot of commitment to Chang'e, but now he's starting to pick her up, and I think it's going to work really well with his playstyle.
She's overpowered.
Is she?
She's completely broken. It's really scary.
They can all hear you.
No. It's just you.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay, I won't tell anyone ever your big secret.
Okay, thank you.
I promise.
All right.
Well, right side, Vamana going to head on home yet again, getting pushed out of the lane, looking for some damage again. This is actually a great time to use the ultimate.
Yeah, again, just do it, man. You got to strap those Nikes on sometimes and just let it rip.
Well,
that was a Beyblades joke too. There's a lot of references. in that one.
You're killing me right now. Devoure's Gauntlet is going to be picked up here and locked in for both hunters. 14 stacks on the opposite side for Reels. We've got Moex going to be picking up 19 stacks this time. We're going to be looking at a pretty strong lead here for Mortality. The graph will represent that as well. 600 gold and 2,000 experience. Saya rotating over to the mid lane.
Chang'e randomly just throwing out her 2. Not really sure why she used it so early, but we'll be able to stay alive given the amount of healing. It's going to be like that never even happened.
Damage left side. Oh, look at this. Raffer wants to fight. Badger forced out. The scythe is coming out. Will it be enough? He's outside the threshold, only barely.
He shouldn't ult there. He's going to go down. Find 2. Beautiful knock-up Zeros. 1 hit finds his way into the air. Switching to the wrong target, though. He should have just committed. Could die to the burst. In fact, Frezzy finds him with an auto. Vexes with a huge searing pain as they turn their sights to Captain Twig, forcing him to the skies. Gold Fury exposed.
By the right side, though, Sayal was fighting with Maniac. Knockup goes through. New ultimate helping so much there. Good heal. Cancels the ultimate, looking for the abilities. The ultimate goes to the Waxy Moon. Sayal's still alive here. Needs to hit the hammer. Going to find it. Maniac with the heavy hammer. If he didn't have that, he would not have gotten that kill.
Why did they not take the Gold Fury? What in the...
They just let Sayo die for free.
And Raffer right there missing a huge Death Scythe. Shot where he was, not where he was going. Remember, in Clear the Path, Vamana does not have control of his movement. He will only move forward with slight turning abilities, but he must press forward. Even if you don't hold W, he will roll out, similar to Geb.
Yep.
And his, what was that move called? I don't know.
Roll
Let's
out?
keep going.
Too much. Too much on that one. Gold Fury is still standing, not being focused just yet. The Fire Giant will be standing up here in just about 2 minutes. As far as the early stage of the game goes, it's very much in the way of Mortality, and a lot more so in the experience department. 3,300 experience is, it's something to write home about. I mean, they've got the ability to get closer to level 10. You got 2 level 10s on the side, 3 level 10s on the side of Mortality.
Badger just locked down Moex. He's going to be forced into an ultimate here unless Frezzy has a big peel. In
flop.
fact, we'll get it. Badger gets turned on. Badger just explodes with actual damage raining down upon him. That should have been a free kill, but Frezzy, with the huge bait, gets the kill.
Raffer's got an ultimate. He's going up, looking for the damage on the left side. Will he find it? He's going to find the stun, looking for the death side. Not going to land it. The Soul Reap will be there. The tower's doing huge damage to hit the hit. Canreel's find it, dashing away from the shots. Second one will land in Moex. This Surgeon takes it out.
Oh my god, Raffer
Raffer
almost
has
just died.
So much pain in his life right now as he has to head on home. Rotation coming out here from Zeros, looking for the damage onto Moex. Not going to find a new wall. Ultimate is available. It is not. Has already been used at this point. There goes the fog. There goes the shining metal. Needs the minions. Not going to find it too far away, and Moex will survive. Behind them, we see Frezzy looking for the stun on Zeros. Nice managed to interrupt Belch of the Gods. Looking for the follow-up is going to be Captain Twig, but Frezzy has a belly flop.
I'm really surprised to see Twig not go for that one a little bit harder. Beautiful stun for actually Frezzy's going to be taking a lot here. Not sure why Freya's backing off. Captain Twig back in there, needs a good shining metal here. Actually, will just ultimate fire shards, will clean it up, and Badger will remain alive.
How did Badger get back to the lane so fast?
He's very low level.
Left side, we're going to see rotation from Raffer. Looking for Badger.
Twig's in
Badger is
trouble.
just done for at this point. Looking for the follow-up, not going to find. They're actually looking just
Oh
for
my
Badger. Raffer
God.
dropping low. Searing Flesh coming out here. Ooh, the scythe will be the end of Badger. Raffer getting another kill there. Raffer is actually going to be going 1-0-4 with Thanatos. Looking for that early Jotun's Wrath. And at this point, SK is feeling the heat.
This is, I think, the weakness in SK is they play individually. And there's very little chemistry. A lot of the time when we talk about this team, they don't utilize their skills well. Whereas the opposite is TSM individually doesn't have the strongest players, but their chemistry is unbelievable. Everything comes out at the same time. Right there, Captain Twig not only would have saved Badger, but absolutely would have killed Raffer. Didn't do either of them, as at full health, half mana, runs away from a fight that he could have won for free.
Well, we're going to see them moving over to the right side camp. Going to find it. The gold is still stacking up here for Mortality, but it's a slow burn. I mean, it's not very quick gains here just yet. As far as the early game stage, things are looking pretty sharp for SK as well. I mean, you look at the gold per minute, you're going to see that, Vamana and Nuwa, Captain Twig and Maniac both getting a lot of gold early. Apollo is keeping up. Reels is at 318. You look up to Ram at the top. Moex getting 400.
Oh, beautiful banish. Oh, nice ultimate right there. Raffer should be able to get out of this one, but Sayo has overcommitted here, dancing a little bit too far, but still gets out easily. Raffer will land and be able to last through it. Doing some extra damage here, going the wrong way. Should have been kiting into the creeps. She's going to wind up dead here. Sayo with a misplay.
Well, the mid lane damage coming out on Effects as well. Looking for the ultimate, not going to find it. Badger not really coming into that fight just yet. Just see the rotation coming out from Moex and Frezzy. A beautiful play for SK on the right side of the map. Will put them back onto the map. The gold graph is kind of leaning towards their damage numbers and matching that up completely. We're going to see a little bit of push in the mid lane. Effects has forced back, but the heal from Ra with that Solar Blessing is enough to keep him alive through the process. Raffer looking for more aggression. Badger looks like he's going to walk into it, but Badger really needs to be careful. He's not that tanky.
No, he's really not. And the level's starting to peer away as well. As you see Frezzy, level 10, him level 8, has the Midas boots online, but no sign of an aura just yet. Before he gets on that sovereignty, I mean, he needs to get kills early on, and he has not been able to do that. He is 0-2-1.
Well, if you started up for Mortality, no major rotation just yet. Badges, here's Searing Pain going to come out. There's the Hog, and it's free.
That was kind of crazy. They're going to go for it. Fire Shards will hit, it looks like everybody, of course. But Badger not really finding much. Raffer likely will go down, but for the Gold Fury, you got to call it worth.
Oh.
Badger moving forward. Doesn't quite find the second one. Moex, huge, coming up big again with the ultimate.
Whoa!
It actually hits all 3 shots, doing a lot. Minions not going to dash forward for the stun, allowing Moex to continue on.
It's a problem with Nuwa. She doesn't really have the speed that she needs to keep up with large moving team fights like that. But Moex, within huge numbers, will make it a 1-for-1 trade. They were able to get a kill onto Raffer. A big pickup for them.
What's this? Maniac diving into the tower. Sayo taking a lot of damage. Ultimately,
too late.
I don't know what in the world he's trying to do. Just do enough damage. Didn't quite get it done. He needed one more dance in there. Remember, guys, you get a 25% movement speed increase as well as eliminating all movement.
Reel's in trouble. Left side of the
penalties.
damage. They have enough single target to take him down before it goes up in the air. The helicopter lift will take him out of the fight. Moex looking for the kill there. Not going to find it, but Reels is getting outboxed heavily right now. Reels is just waiting for his boots to be done. We do see that Moex has already finished his Devourer's Gauntlets fully stacked up there. Chain's coming out from Badge looking for the mid camp. Not going to find it here. Now, okay, so we got Iron Mail started up for Badger. As far as the gold, though, he means at 5,200. He is suffering for gold.
Especially compared to the 5,900 and the Steel Mail coming out from Frezzy, on top of the fact that he's got that Sentry Ward ready to go as well. Right side camp just spawns. It looks like this one's going to go to SK.
Player damage numbers, seeing this, you're going to see a lot from Sayo and a lot from Moex over the 5,000 threshold, and that's just scary. You're going to see a lot from Raffer as well, 4,800 damage dealt, but down at the bottom, you're going to see almost none from Vexes. Surprisingly enough, he hasn't been able to contribute to these fights and the damage numbers. Now, if you look at the healing that Ra has done so far, 4,800. Of course, this includes self-healing, so not too bad there, but looks like he hasn't been able to commit just yet. Left side fight breaking out.
Belly Flop's going to miss. Oh, my God. Moex,
Wow.
can he find the third
Wow.
hit? Just barely. I really thought Frezzy was going to die for that one.
Has he missed any of this
game? Not that I've seen. Maybe one. I think he missed the second hit of his first ultimate.
I think I've seen him go 8 for 9 so far.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to watch this guy play this character. I mean, we were yelling his name so much during the TSM Invitational. It almost seems like he knows something about the character that nobody else does.
And damage coming out of Zeros. His
Raffer.
ultimate looking for it. Can't find the damage in time, and he's going to land on him in a second. He lands back down.
Raffer died.
The new ultimate got him in the air.
Ripped him, just clipped those wings, flew a little bit close to that fiery shard sun. Ripped Icarus right back down to the ground, allowing his team to reinitiate, though. But Captain Twig has kind of overstayed his welcome, but there's no follow-up. Rod does not have the damage.
He didn't have an ultimate either. I mean, there's nothing left for him to contribute. That was just a dead to rights situation, and he really didn't have anything left in the bag. That's the problem, is that you need to have enough damage coming out from your mid laner if you're going to have a gank come out there. Now, beautiful play combination coming out from SK Gaming. We said Zeros and Captain Twig work together on that one, and it really works out. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that New Wall Ultimate has so many implications.
It does. I mean, it gets you out of fights, can be used for immunity, can be used as a dodge. It does damage around the map, bringing people who are normally untargetable completely out of the game sometimes, on top of the fact that it reveals everyone. So it shows her, not only am I doing this, but my team can stay safe and they can push in these certain situations. It offers a lot.
It can start the fight, it can end the fight, it can be in the middle of the fight. I mean, there's so many things you can use it for. It's really, really powerful. Right side, Raffer's going to pick up the movement speed buff, Heaven of the Soul, and that right side tower is so weak right now. Sao pushing away, but look at the gold numbers between the two. We can see that Maniac is sitting at 7,400 gold. Sayo is going to be sitting on 6,900. So even though it looked like Maniac was having a lot of trouble due to the rotations and the lack of focus there from Sayo, it seems like Maniac is getting a ton of golden experience ahead of Sayo.
Yeah, well, Maniac has been controlling him front to back. He's about 500 gold ahead, which is not super crazy, but it looks like Changa's still about 200 gold away. That's probably going to be a wave and a half or so.
But to be fair, Mortality has the only gold Fury in the game so far, and he's still beating her.
I mean, well, that's just the power. I mean, early game, he's diving towers. Like I was talking about before, Sayo is not utilizing the passive well enough. Remember, it not only gives 25% movement speed, but it removes the penalty for strafing or backpedaling while you're casting, allowing him to turn around, doing a perfect 180 crescent moon dance, and then reapplying himself back to the direction he was going, never losing movement speed, in fact, gaining it. And he's not using that during the tower dives. He's just kind of letting the damage happen.
I love the fact that Zeros is actually using Sentry Wards to counter the Gold Fury vision right now and forcing Frezzy just
there we go again. Will Sayo's not dancing. He needs to be
mid lane,
dancing
in trouble. There goes the kill. Zeros finds the damage back over the right lane. You can see the tower will fall down. Waxing Moon a little bit not close. He should be able to pick this up actually with the movement speed.
He's going to have to try for it. He's going to get slowed and then back into it.
Raffer, does he have the distance? It looks like he does. Maniac's going to have to avoid this, but he has to do it perfectly. Oh, there goes the kill.
Beautiful kill coming out from Raff there.
It's a 1-for-1 trade. I mean, we saw Fexus go down the mid lane, and of course, on the right side, you'll see Maniac go down. Maniac did get the tower, though, but that's going to be conversely returned with the right side tower falling down.
A perfect trade. The only thing you could consider is that Vamana is pretty scary, and whereas Vex is higher gold per minute, sure, but there's less to be gained here. Look at this. Gold Fury actually going to be taken away from SK. Mortality needs to trade this back by taking the tier 2, but for some reason, Raffer has abandoned the cause.
It doesn't seem like he has a clear idea of what he wants at all times in the match. Zero's going to get the banish. They're going to find the damage. Ooh, Raffer's in a lot of trouble. No ultimate available. Pops the Aegis, but that's just delaying the inevitable. There goes the kill. Zero's on a killing spree, and Sayo knows, I don't really want to be part of that. But left side, the damage coming out. There goes the damage from Moex. Going to find the chainsaw from Badger. Going to find Moex in the back as well. Badger going to die to the tower, but there goes the kill. Reals will find Moex. 1-for-1.
That was definitely worth. Every time that you trade out of support for an ADC, it's definitely got to be a worth call right there. Badger still trying to work his way back in, 0, 4, and 4, but they do give a kill right there, of course, to Apollo, which is very strong at this stage in the game.
Well, he needed it. I mean, look at the gold per minute. Top gold per minute goes to Moex, and down towards the middle, you're going to see Real is really struggling. He's about 15 behind. Of course, it's pretty close, neck and neck, but that gold difference is really what makes or breaks a hunter. I mean, really the goal of a hunter is, hey, I'm going to put you in the safe lane, I'm going to put wards around you, and people are going to ignore you for a long time, but when it comes to 20 minutes, I really need you to come out and kill everyone.
Yeah, I would like that if you came out and just did so much damage.
Right. Which he needs the gold to do it, so if he's suffering in that aspect, he really needs to have some kind of assistance, and getting that kill on Moex really makes a big difference. But, speaking of Moex, on ROM, Such a powerful play. Look at him jump on this replay here. Looking for damage on Badja, but he's going to force the split. He's really watching both characters, saying, where's Reels, where's Badja? Can I keep this zone active? He realizes he's going to be aggressed on here, and he backs a little bit off, but he's looking for that follow-up.
And watch Frezzy here as he jumps in. Badger has a great line here. It's just Reels was a bit too far away, and then boom, double knock-up. They know they're in trouble. Beautiful kill. No ultimates even needed to be used there.
Well, this fight was over until Raffer decided to come through the jungle, so he's going to be going into the blue buff and going up into the air, but watch the follow-up here. Now, Raffer gets a lot of damage out, but really what it comes down to is the ultimate. He's going to say, okay, there's the ultimate. I'm going to dash in, look for the shot, can't find it, going up into the air. He's going to finish it off here. He's going to hit the second shot right as he dashes away. He waits,
Bang.
nothing.
And what I love there is that was chemistry. That's what we wanted to see. The chemistry was so big right there, just coming off the dash right as he landed.
Yeah.
And then you notice Moek stays right outside the Serenade range. He's just like, I am close enough to where my attacks will be easiest to hit without having a counterplay against me. Beautiful play front to back there from Moek.
He also has the penetration. He doesn't have to worry about line of sight. He can go through minions with his Astral Strike. Doesn't have to worry about positioning as much. And so he's using that to his advantage to position himself properly here. Checking back in the items as we are back into the game. Raffer is actually going to rush in for the Witchblade here, avoiding the damage coming out from Reels, damage coming out from Maniac, and also has a little bit of movement speed to his name. But you also run that very thin line of Thanatos where if he doesn't get enough damage out, he doesn't do much else.
You know, for me, movement speed is a curious stat to build onto Thanatos, given the fact that he already gains movement speed, and if someone's in critical condition, actually can double it. And it's weird to see that he's going to want even more. Already, you know, since he's also camping his own speed buff, it's just not something that's super effective in the late game. Sure, he can try to shut down some of the damage that'll come out from, you know, players like Reels, but honestly, he needs more control at this point. I think a little bit more active defense would have been better.
Well, I think, you know, the one item that I feel like, you know, if you're going to get a defensive, it's really great to pick up Thanatos is the Magi's Blessing. And
yes.
The way I look at Thanatos is I look at him as an assassin version of Anubis. Anubis' contribution to team fights is damage.
Yeah.
It's just damage. And so if you stop building damage, you're stop building your team fight. And so you really have to focus on that and get penetration. Good
Badger
rotation.
just tried to Sentry Ward, or rather regular Ward up on the Fire Giant. He is going to pay for this one. There, really, it's all up to Captain Twig. Raffer's up. He's getting guaranteed. Oh, but he gets it.
Go to the damage. Maniac is slashing down onto Raffer. New ultimate might be enough. Going to bring him low. You just have to avoid it, but now he's stuck on the Maniac. Maniac has a heavy hammer. Keep in mind, your Zeros comes in with a single target. Oh, but here comes the rotation. Reels from above. Going to find Fex. Going to land on the top of the Fire Giant. Blinking away at the last second, and he will survive.
That was a beautiful blink coming out there from Vex's, and it looks like that is going to be a level 2 blink from what I can see on the side there. So he'll have that knocked down for about 90 seconds.
That's going to be holding on to that for the time being. Moek's picking up both his actives. He's got Sprint, and he's got Greater Purification as well. The Fire Giant area is well covered by SK, but, you know, we can talk about, this is a great recovery from SK. It's like they flipped a switch at about 10 minutes, and now we're sitting here at 21. They've had this continual steep incline for themselves, going all the way up into 2,700 experience and 900 gold in the lead. And it seems like they're getting map control as well. A lot of vision control, pushing all the wards for Mortality back onto their side and getting control of the objectives. Now, the Gold Fury is going to be a big point of contention here. We've seen 2 Gold Furies go down, 1 for each side. So at this point, they're even for Gold Furies. Of course, again, just a little bit tidbit for the new Spectator UI. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, if you look at the Gold Fury bar, you'll see a blue one and a red one. That means that Chaos or Red got 1 Gold Fury. Blue one means that Order or Blue got 1 Gold Fury. So they're tied right now. No Fire Giants have died just yet.
Should also be considered that SK Gaming has lost a Tier 2 tower. Given the fact that the towers are tied 4-4, but one of them being a Tier 2 is missing, that's effectively 1,000 gold on the map that they can recoup, just barely getting out of there. Almost getting picked off, and that would have been huge for SK, but even with that gone, Gold Fury's up in 6 seconds. They need to be ready to take it down.
Well, spawning up here, looks like it's going to be flashing already. Wards being placed down from SK. They know they need it. But Mortality, especially with Raffer just using his ultimate and Saya over at the Fire Giant, are not in position to defend this at all.
Where is Moex going? Oh my god, they don't even realize this is happening. Right side, Sayo getting pushed down. Maniac going right in. This is dangerous. Maniac's not healing, but he's also not taking all that much damage.
Dashing away here, Sayo forced out. Heal coming out from Ra as well as Chung combined together. Belly flop a little bit early. Raffer's in the fight, down off the ultimate. Now rotation coming out for Zeros. There's the bandage coming out as well. Oh, new ultimate into the girl. Huge spread damage coming through. Raffer turned about half HP. The heal from Chunga is going to make a big difference. Knocked up. Sayo dead. Rampage for Zeros. Looking for Frezzy. They're going to find Frezzy. That's their Hog 3. They have no presence now. And Raffer has to disengage.
SK Gaming knows what this game means, and they have come to play today. taking out the Hog 3, taking out the Gold Fury. Huge bait coming out from Maniac. That was the first time that we have seen them work together efficiently. And right there, they are going to take 2 major objectives. A huge jump in gold, bringing them up to 4,000 gold. And now they're going to start grouping up and rushing down.
Well, I mean, that looked almost premeditated, the way that worked out. I mean, they forced Maniac to just get in that fight, force him out, and they used a lot of cooldowns to take him down. And then right when Maniac needed his team, Banish, damage, AoE, new ultimate, and they're right on top. They got the fire gen, they got a kill off it, or 2 kills rather. The mid tower will go down, and there's nothing Mortality can do about it.
A beautiful tier 2 steal right there, going to bring them up to 5,800 gold and 10,000 experience as the level 20 start peering out. You're going to see both Apollo and Rama hit level 20, but across the way, Raffer, he was 3 levels ahead, and now he's 4 levels behind again. This is every single game we see this from Raffer. Something has to change.
Contrast that to Zero's level 20 right now, top player damage in the game. He is beating Nuwa for damage, and she gets to press 4 and hit everyone at once. I mean, she has a lot of damage scaling up. Fire shards, amounts to about 25 to 30% of her overall damage done through an entire match, because it's always hitting 5 people. But Zero's is topping that with 11.9 thousand damage done, and it's a lot. Almost all of it's a single targets. Popping up a Radiant and Pulse simultaneously. The right side, Raffer's going to be forced out of the fight. There goes Awakening Curse, dashing forward. He has the sprint. Remember, he does have that heavy hammer. They get a little slow on top, but he will be safe from it for the time being.
He's got him slowed. Ultimate.
Yeah,
he's going to force Raffer into the air. That's a big win because that not only takes out the execute damage, but the stun as well. Strangely, though, Captain Twig heading back to the base here. Not really sure why he would do that in such a great situation. Oh, okay, never mind. He just bought a full Obsidian Shard. An entire one.
Right, yeah, he's got it.
So just gained 33% penetration. And realistically, if they start a fight, he's still going to rain down that Hellfire.
He's got that rod completed as well. A lot of penetration, 2, 0, and 6. And that's right. I mean, the more it happens, the better it gets. And that's the other thing as well. He's got that Divine Ruin, which means that he's got the penetration, the rod for damage, and he also has the Divine Ruin. So if you get hit by a new ultimate, it's going to do a third of your HP. It's also going to reduce your healing by 40% for 8 seconds. And it's also going to have a lot of control. There goes Badger popping the ultimate. Who will be able to avoid it? Zio gets it. There's the pull from Frezzy, and Frezzy going to drop down here before he even pops his ultimate. He didn't even have an ultimate usage there. Now following up on top of Zio, forcing him out of the fight, looking for the Phoenix. There's a 4 versus 5 situation. The Fire Giant buff is going to last another 2 minutes.
Death Scythe is down. Minions going in as well, reducing the backdoor protection. Phoenix gets bursted away as 4 members of Mortality get turned hot on their heels. The mid tower now will be face down.
Nothing they can do. I mean, that face is going to fall. That's 2 Phoenixes in a row looking for Frezzy.
Oh, Shining.
Oh, my God. Vex is forced out of the fight.
And Captain Twig
still
has
have the damage. So tanky. Soul Reap forced out. There goes Damon. Zeros is here as well. They can't step out.
They're going to have to. They can't allow them to take everything. They're already so far ahead. 9,900 gold. Going to bring them up to 11,500 right here. And they're going to strangely back off.
Wow.
Where are they going?
Well, I mean, you look at the numbers there, 11.4K in the lead for gold. They're 13.4K in the lead for experience. They're topping the charts in almost everything. Experience per minute, gold per minute, player damage is all them. Damn.
What's up?
Badja has placed 15 wards, and Maniac has placed 10.
Yeah. I mean, that is... Wow. Actually, almost as much as the top 4 people coming out from Mortality. And then there's still a ridiculous amount more. Zeros has placed 3 wards himself, actually on the bottom. But then you see 9 wards coming out between Captain Twig and Real ZX.
16 and 11. They just placed 2 more. This is, I mean, they're completely committed to Vision, and it's working so well for them. They have the entire map covered up.
So much trouble here, getting slowed down. Here comes the ultimate. Oh, raining down that fire once again. Going to pick up Sio. The pick there was huge, allowing SK to regain their momentum. Sio's lazy back gets punished big time, forcing out another ult.
Moex forced away. There goes Reels dashing in with the ultimate as well. Banish going to miss on Frezzy, but Raffer has no ultimate. It's really, that's his teamfight presence right now. He has a big AoE silence, and after that, he hopes to kill someone, but without that ultimate, he's got nothing. Forcing that early is great. Sio's dead, no healing, no avoidance, no big team fight stun. They don't have anything to offer right now.
You know, and looking at Sio's respawn timer, it should be considered that the Weakening Curse will be coming back online pretty soon.
Well, they're looking for it. The right Phoenix is going to fall down for free. All 3 Phoenixes down here. None of them going to spawn anytime soon. They don't really have a whole lot to defend this exposed Titan. The Fire Giant's coming back up. SK is going to go grab it and play it safe.
10 seconds until this thing spawns. There's no reason for them not to camp it out and rush it down. It looks like Mortality is going to try to group up on the right side, but they can't be too lax about this. If they let those fire minions into the base, it's going to cause irrecoverable damage.
Well, they're going for it. You can see the bottom right corner. The HP bar is dropping
Reals
down.
Doing?
That's it. Real.
I don't
He
like
wants
that.
to sneak a Gold Fury in.
I don't see why it's necessary. Honestly, at this point, the gold isn't nearly as
Fantasy
important.
points. Average gold stats on the screen.
Jumping in here, very low, forcing zeros into the sky. Apollo needs to rotate over. He finishes it up. He needs to ult.
New ultimate coming out there. There's a damage coming out on top. Mox is in the fight. Raffer dropping low. Will die to the searing flesh from Badger. Now looking for the follow up here on Defex. He's got kind of caught here. He goes to dash away. Maniac dropping low. Mox is going to find it. Here comes the recovery from Mortality. They need to do this perfectly, though. Saya will fall to the damage from Reels. Great body block coming out from Badger. Looking for Fexes. The big crit comes out as well. He's down to 300 HP. Apollo's going to go up in the air looking for the helicopter. Going to find it in the backside. We do see Nuai going up against Frezzy, but at what cost? No mana left here for Mox. Dashing forward is Reels, and this is the end of him. Frezzy being ignored, but the Titan is battling against the NPCs of death and destruction, and there's not much he can do. It's going to die to the minions.
Honestly,
they're not going to get there in time. It's game.
Honestly, despite this fact that they're going to win that was almost a pretty sick throw.
Sure.
I mean, that could have gone very south very quickly.
They could have taken the right side of the map with no towers there, pushed in, taken the Titan.
They should have immediately taken that gold or fire giant and rushed it down. There was no reason for Reels to be on that side of the map, but luckily there's not enough damage on the side of Mortality, thanks to Captain Twig 309 putting out a sick amount of damage, and a great bait at the end from Zeros will be all they wrote.
Wow, right now, Rails 11.7k damage dealt, Maniac 13.1, but that's pretty hard to compare against the 19,000 damage dealt by Captain Twig. 3-0 in 9, the only player in the match who did not record a single death. Captain Twig played that flawlessly. Look at the solo as well. Maniac 3-2 and 7, but the only reason he died is because he ended up taking 22,000 damage. That's actually going to be the most damage taken in the game, and the reason being, he forced fights with that ultimate, the Colossal Fury, and that was the vessel that they used to win that match.
Right there, SK Gaming continues their path down. That's going to bring them up to 8 and 10. Tomorrow, they'll be facing off against Cloud9, who is kind of their rival at this point.
Yeah.
The only team at this point could fall down.
Well, let's look at Reels here. Now, he does have a lot of great players this game. It's hard to choose which one. But let's bring up this match here. Reels dashing forward. Look at that follow. There's on top. Now look at that big crit on Sao. Now watch how he sits. I mean, him and Badger were a unit here.
Yeah.
They're kind of living behind each other to go to ultimate. He knows that he's using this because there's going to be a lot of escape mechanism. Look for the follow-up. Going to find the double on Fexes. Here comes the triple. But at this point, Moex has nothing left. He's got no mana, no cooldowns. There's the follow-up. But Reels, he didn't get touched. No, he played that so perfectly.
Well, I mean,
he showed
he showed up late to the fight. They didn't realize that he was coming. I mean, everyone had used everything trying to stop the fire.
I was trying to give him credit, man. I was trying to give him credit.
I'm not giving it to him. That was everyone else on his team besides Reels.
For Reels?
For Reels.
Wow. Well, that's going to be that match, guys. Let's look at the standings after the conclusion of the day number 2 European standings here. 12-7. Mortality Sports on top yet again. Exposed Secrets are going to 11 and 6, but SK Gaming finding a win today. 8 and 10 there in 4th place, but look at this. 8 and 9, 8 and 10. Cloud9 with the new roster looked so good yesterday, but we'll see what they can do going into tomorrow. SK Gaming needs to win out, and they definitely have a chance to do it after today.
If C9 loses to SK tomorrow, we're going to have a very exciting European week. Cloud9 has a game every day for the rest of the week. We will see them tomorrow against SK. We will see them Saturday against Exposed Secrets. We will see them against TSM on Sunday. We will also tomorrow see SK Gaming going up against Mortality. No, this is today. I'm sorry. Later on, we're looking at the COG sister teams going up against the two bottom teams, Thirst and Fat Chunks. At this point, Thirst and Fat Chunks are just looking to disrupt Cognitive Prime's trip to 2nd seed.
Well, after yesterday, Cognitive Prime looked great. They looked very, very dominant. Cognitive Red looking to get more and more wins. Now, at this point, Cognitive Red is pretty much locked for 1st place.
Yes.
No one really can contest them there. So, you know, it really comes down to showing your stuff. I mean, at this point, the world's watching. They're saying, kind of prime, kind of red, what you got? And when we watch them in the match, if it's a 30-0 shutout, you're thinking, okay, they're looking strong. They have to send a message to their teams with this one. Now, of course, Chunks and Thirst are both, they're definitely going to the wild card. They're pretty much locked out at this point. But they have a chance to show that they have a lot of opportunities to show, and maybe even send a message to Vicious and Delicious saying, hey, we're coming.
Yeah, that's true. Vicious and Delicious and the Rambozos, two very strong teams, but Vicious and Delicious is in trouble. They're currently second seed, but they are not locked. 5 Angry Men with a very incredible roster of former pro players has a very serious chance of knocking Vicious and Delicious out this weekend, who have had some serious roster troubles. They've done a lot of team switching. There have been a lot of different players moving to different roles, even within the same roster. If they don't clean it up for this weekend, they will not make it to LAN.
Well, if you're wondering about the Challenger Cup that will be happening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in for that to see which teams are going to be making it to the wild card for North America. Europe is already locked in, but we have a chance to watch them perform as well. If you're wondering what's coming up next, we're going to have Dev Talk with myself and, of course, one of our local artists, Ben Knapp. And, of course, we're going to be showing off what's going to the next patch. We have a little teaser. We talked about a remodel, maybe controversial. We'll be showing that a little bit later here in just about 20 minutes or so, so make sure you tune in for that. Following that, we'll have the art show, and, of course, we'll have the North American Pro League following that for the rest of the day. There's a lot of content coming, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.